Do you see this? Almost 40 books. There is no excuse for this. No excuse for the fact that I brought in almost 40 books into this house recently, despite the fact that I'm moving in a few weeks. Oh my goodness. Except, yeah, there is an excuse. I am literally obsessed with collecting ephemera for junk journaling. I picked up those books at a local branch library, Friends of the Library Bookstore, got an incredible deal, and you know I have to tell you about it, right? So here goes my Friends of the Library Bookstore haul. Now, in this haul, there are books that I paid for in the library bookstore, but this library bookstore had a free books set of carts in front of the bookstore that you didn't have to pay for. They were free. So I'm going to divide this group into two, books I paid for and books that were free. We'll start with the books I paid for. These first two items are cookbooks. This one is from Maryland, and it was from 1985. And this one is from here in Florida, and it's from 1987. I got these not for junk journaling, but for my genealogy pursuits, because I researched individuals mentioned in old books that would allow someone to have more context about their ancestors. So given that these are cookbooks, there are names associated with each of the recipes. And so I'm going to look up some of these individuals, maybe try to find a good home for where these cookbooks could go. So no, these are actually not going to be used for junk journaling. This has a genealogy purpose because my other main hobby is genealogy. I picked up 3 Dr. Seuss books. Now, these are classic illustrations if you're familiar with Dr. Seuss. So I do like to collect these for using in my junk journal. I just like the way they look on the page. Children's books illustrations are so nice. This one here in the middle, please try to remember the 1st of October. I literally almost cried when I saw this. I have a whole other video where I talk about this book, and I'm going to make a separate video about the importance of this book. I'm not sure I'm going to cut it up. Maybe I need to get a second copy, but there's a reason why I got this one. And then here is Oh, the Things You Can Think. So those are the 3 Dr. Seuss children's books I picked up. This book, No Good in Art, is from 1990. I like the illustrations. Again, will be good for junk journaling. The Great Big Enormous Turnip. This is from 1976. Look at the illustrations on this. The book is filled with pretty images like that. And I like how this looks hand-drawn. This book is from 1993. It's by Random House, and it's a collection of children's stories. And there are 11 different stories in here. You can see the listing on the cover, but stories by Dr. Seuss, the Berenstains, Richard Scarry, P.D. Eastman. So lots of classic children's books, children's stories that you are likely familiar with and have heard about. So these illustrations, I may do some fussy cutting for some of the images in here, because that might make it a little bit easier to incorporate, and then also keep some mixed pages. But I liked having this combined volume of stories. This next book is ridiculously big. 1993, classic stories from Beatrix Potter. We know the stories, right? And so, of course, we know the illustrations as well. Lots of good illustrations in these pages. Yeah, this will cover up lots of journal pages, won't it? I picked up a big little golden book of The Fuzzy Duckling, classic story, one that many know well, but look how cute these puppies are. So love the illustrations in that too. This golden book of Mulan is a special edition. It doesn't have a hard spine, and the dimensions are not what your typical little golden books are, but I love the story, and I'm going to include this in my ephemera collection. And I absolutely have a hard time passing up little golden books that I see out in the wild, because I use these for creating ephemera kits that I then offer for others. My ephemera kits have more than 100 pieces, and it's so fun to help try and customize an ephemera kit for each person's interest. So I let you choose a book cover, and then I provide the kit. So I got, I think, 14 of these little golden books. Oh, 13, because I ended up with 2 of the Doc McStuffins. Now, I actually do also make ephemera kits or craft kits for youth, and so that's another reason why I collect all these little golden books. So these are going into my collection. I think this is going to get me pretty close to 100. I just recently counted them. I had over 80, so I'm going to have to count them now. Look at these little golden books. Yay! And so those were all the books that I actually paid for. Now in front of the bookstore was the free section. So now let's show you the ones that I just got for free. This is a very small book from 1993. It doesn't have many pages, but I like the illustrations. I collect unicorns because I am going to have a unicorn junk journal in the future. So I got this early reader. It's not vintage, but beautiful, bright colored illustration. This book is from 2004, so not vintage, but the topic is about libraries. My professional training is in library and information science and knowledge management. So anytime I see a children's book about libraries, it's coming home with me if I can help it. So I got this. What Would You Do with a Kangaroo? This was published in 1973, so it is another vintage children's book story. Beautiful illustrations. Again, I really like these children's books because the illustrations tend to be really just on fire. This Betty Crocker cake decorating book is from 1993, and I got this because I thought the cakes that were pictured in it were just fun. I could see so many ways to incorporate this into junk journaling and putting into ephemera kits as well. This is a Chinese translation of a children's book called My First Art Book. And so I picked it up because, one, it is in Chinese. I do like to see diversity and have diversity in my ephemera. And so I appreciated the foreign language. And it's also got nice graphics and images. So I picked this up when I saw it in the free section. The Cabbie Who Stole New York, published in 1992. And I picked this up because I am from New York. I was born in New York. My mother's from New York. So I know I can find ways to incorporate this New York themes into my junk journaling. 2005, That's What Leprechauns Do. So this is not vintage, but I got this because it's going to be perfect for my March junk journal. I'm not telling you what the theme is yet, but when I saw this, I got excited because it aligns perfectly. So you'll have to wait and see what's coming from me for March, but that's why I picked this one up. I also have a hard time passing up fairy tale stories. So this is the Cinderella story as told by the Wicked Stepmother. So this, I think, was 2012. Of course, pretty graphics and illustrations, but it's a Cinderella story. I needed to get it. I'm a sucker for Disney, so I had to get Winnie the Pooh. It was free. And so I have this now. I do have a little separate sub collection for Winnie the Pooh. I may be doing a journal for Winnie the Pooh as well, so had to get it. 1964 book about trees. It's called The How and Why Wonder Book of Trees, and it's got, of course, beautiful matte illustrations. I like this a lot, so I picked it up to add to the collection. Miss Bendergarten Gets Ready for Kindergarten. Miss Bendergarten looks like my dog. Published in 1996. I just thought it was fun. Again, she looks like my own dog, Jupiter. So just something fun to have. Another Winnie the Pooh book. So you know what to expect here. Going in my Disney collection. The Story of Tigers. This is one that was published in India. I couldn't tell the date, but I like the illustrations. And again, I like having that broad representation whenever I can. In fact, this library had a very significant foreign language section, even represented in the bookstore. So I really enjoyed seeing that. Yep, 40-something books almost brought in and added to my ephemera collection. However, I'm ecstatic to have it. Now I need to organize it all and get it input into my organizational system. But lesson learned here, definitely check your library, friends of the library bookstores. You may find some really cool, interesting things for your own junk journaling. Let me know if you saw anything that you particularly liked in that haul, and let me know what your experience has been as you have visited libraries perhaps to look for things to use yourself. Definitely like and follow so you can continue to see how I use these for my own junk journaling and for my ephemera kits. Definitely reach out if you think you want an ephemera kit. Happy crafting!